Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hoga With It. Today I'm here to share with you the best nonfiction books that I read in 2018. I'm kind of going through genre by genre, thrillers, contemporary, historical fiction, and today is nonfiction, and I read some amazing nonfiction this year, so let's get into it. To share with you The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. This has been sitting on my shelves for a couple of years now, and I'm so glad that I finally picked it up because this story blew me away and angered me a lot, if I'm being honest. We're following Jeanette Walls and her childhood. She had very eccentric parents who were very selfish and self-involved, did love their children. However, her dad was an engineer and kept promising so many amazing things for their family that never panned out. Her mom was an artist who really couldn't be bothered with her children or anything outside of her art. And Jeanette Walls and her siblings were put in some serious danger as children. Like, Jeanette Walls has the scars for that, emotionally and physically. And you watch her over her childhood kind of learn about her parents. She really admired her dad for a really long time, and he was to be revered, and he was kind of her hero. And you watch her be disappointed by him again and again and realize, oh man, this man is just a human. And he's a really flawed human. And you kind of go back and forwards in time. When you first meet her, she's riding in a taxi to go to dinner in New York, where she's living as an adult. And she sees her parents on the street, picking through garbage. And it's such an amazing story. I still can't believe that this was someone's childhood. What a hard life, but she developed into an amazing woman. I've got more of her books on my shelves now, and I can't wait to read them. Next up is I Am by Maggie O'Farrell. This is Maggie O'Farrell's 17 Brushes with Death. I'm sorry I don't have a copy here. I lent it to my dear friend Sandra, who is reading it, and I'm glad that she's reading it because, wow. This woman had 17 brushes with death. Who can say that? I don't know who can say that. But some of these stories were truly petrifying. Some of them are about her childhood illness that she had and her experience with that. The first story involves her meeting a man on a mountain, and she is very much in danger but doesn't fully realize it. She has all of the senses that something is wrong and she needs to get away, but she later learns that he murdered several women, and it could have been her and was very close to being her. But of course my I wouldn't say favorite, but my most heartfelt chapter in this book is her experience with the miscarriage, which is what I had last December of 2017. I had a miscarriage, and she describes the feelings and the thoughts and the strange thoughts that you have when you have a miscarriage in a way that made me feel really known, and I just appreciated her so much. But you don't need to, you know, have a miscarriage in any way, shape, or form to enjoy this book. Like, that chapter meant a lot to me. But the whole book is truly fascinating. I listened to this on audio. The audio was fantastic. So yes, I Am is definitely on my list. Next up is I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara, and this is about the Golden State Killer, and he tortured a lot of people, I think in the 70s, right? Yeah, it was in the 70s, and in 1986 he disappeared and stopped killing people. But he didn't only kill couples, he also raped so many women in this area, and they were on the hunt for him for years. And I read this, and I think a month later the Golden State Killer was caught through DNA. And I was just floored and blown away. It was really sad because Michelle McNamara died before this book was published, before the Golden State Killer was found, and she spent so many years like trying to find him herself. And she did say that she thought DNA would find him in the end, which is not shocking because DNA was kind of, you know, developed after he stopped. And I think probably DNA stopped him because he was not careful. Like, he would kill people or have people tied up, and he'd be eating their turkey dinner. And he was just horrifying and so scary. If you aren't too afraid of home invasion, there's so much home invasion in this, you might want to pick this up. But I definitely was scared, and I was definitely glad that I read this when Barry was home, because wow. And then the last nonfiction book that I need to talk to you about is We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates. This is about the 8 years that Barack Obama was president, and he strings together the stories that he wrote, I believe, for The Atlantic, and kind of expands on all of those stories. He wrote 8 stories for each of the 8 years that Barack Obama was in power, and it is about race in America. And he also deep dives into Donald Trump and how he believes that Donald Trump was elected president after Barack Obama to diminish Barack Obama's achievements as a black man, which I thought was really enlightening. This book is so chock full of information about the Black experience, not only presently but historically. I learned so much reading this book, and I have to include it in this list of best of 2018 nonfiction that I read, because it's something that I feel like I could read it all over again and learn even more. It's just so well researched. So I highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. So those are all of the best nonfiction that I read in 2018. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite nonfiction of 2018 was. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys.